This is the CCBC LEAP Mentoring Program orientation for our student mentees. My name is Laura Finazzo, and I am a program coordinator with the LEAP program at CCBC. Today, we're going to be talking through a few things just to get you the lay of the land related to our mentoring program. So first, we'll go over the vision and mission statements for the program. We'll talk about what the expectations are for students who are in this program. We refer to you as student mentees. And then we'll go into a little more detail about what the monthly group mentoring activities will look like and what our one-on-one mentoring will look like. At the end, we'll talk about next steps and what you need to do to just finish the process of enrolling in this program. So the purpose of the CCBC LEAP Mentoring Program is to assist LEAP students in navigating challenges that face young adults, to develop the competence and character of the mentee, and to enhance their performance in the LEAP program. So that's our vision. We kept it kind of broad because we want all of the students in this program to be able to get as much out of mentoring as possible. You might work with a mentor who has some personal challenges they can relate to you on, as well as career and academic goals. So we sort of look at this as something where you're going to have the opportunity to work with a mentor that is willing to talk to you about things, across the board, all sorts of topics. And ultimately, we just want to make sure that you're successful in our program, but also in all of the things that you aim to do in your life. We know it's hard to be a young adult these days, and we take a very holistic look at how can we help our students to become the people that they want to be, both in their careers, but also in their personal lives. So our mission statement is as follows. The CCBC LEAP Mentoring Program will pair student mentees with personal and professional mentors to provide ongoing coaching and support. And we will also host structured monthly group mentoring activities for student mentees and mentors. The mission of the program is to develop the competence and character of the mentee and to support their success in the LEAP program and beyond. And now we're going to get into what those actual activities will look like. So first, we'll go over your expectations. So students are expected to participate in the mentoring program for at least 1 year. So we consider 1 year from the day that you attend your first activity, whether it's with your mentor in a one-on-one session, getting to know each other, or if you come to one of the group sessions for the first time. You might no longer be in your training program for a full year after you start mentoring, and that's okay. There's a lot of components of the LEAP program, and we want you to have a strong relationship with the mentor that you're paired with. And a lot of research shows that mentoring is successful if it lasts at least 1 year, and that's part of why we have that minimum amount of time listed here. So don't feel like you are no longer going to be able to work with your mentor just because you graduated from your CNA program or you finished your medical front office training. You're still going to be expected to continue working with your mentor for at least a year from the date you started. And as I've kind of referenced, the second bullet here says that students will be assigned to a specific mentor to work with throughout that time. So we will have group activities where all of our students are together. Some of our mentors are going to be there, and some of our LEAP program staff will be there. But you will have one specific mentor that you are working with throughout the whole time that you're in this program, because the point of a mentoring program really is to pair somebody who's younger, the student mentee, with someone who's older, our volunteer mentors, and develop a really strong relationship. So we are doing a one-to-one relationship with some other stuff that's more group oriented mixed in there, but you will have one person you're working with throughout that entire year. And then during that time of a year's participation, you'll be required to attend one group mentoring activity each month, at least one individual mentoring session with your mentor each month, and then just regularly be in communication with your mentor. So our monthly group mentoring activities, we have these scheduled out for the year. We will share the dates with everybody once they kind of officially enroll in the program. And they are held sometimes during the day, sometimes in the evening, sometimes at different campuses, sometimes virtual. So we try to make it pretty flexible and, not put everything always the same time in the same place so that we can accommodate lots of different schedules, since we have students that are doing all sorts of things as well as mentors with all sorts of other responsibilities. But the mentoring activities will be a variety of different things. Sometimes we'll do different types of volunteer projects. Maybe we'll be doing like a tree planting or volunteering at a soup kitchen or at a a nursing home or assisted living. Sometimes we'll do different types of civic engagement events. So things related to getting, out in your community, learning more about your local political landscape and maybe, voter registration drives, those types of things about being involved in the community. We will also have guest speakers on different types of topics. We'll do some team building activities. So just some things that are more just fun and kind of get everyone outside of their comfort zone to help build relationships between other students and their mentors. And then sometimes we'll do different types of trips in and around Baltimore City and county. So there's a lot of flexibility here. And one of the things that I'm going to ask of all students who are interested in participating in this program is that they complete a very brief screening. And on that screening, one of the things that you'll be asked to do is give me an idea of how much you would like to do certain types of group mentoring activities, as well as provide some ideas, if you have any, on other group activities, because I want to make sure what we're planning for the group is what the group actually wants to do. So you will have some input on what these activities look like, but this is just a sample. And so in addition to those group meetings, we also have a one-on-one mentoring component. So as we've stated before, you'll be matched to a volunteer mentor and you'll have individual meetings. You can discuss personal and professional development topics, information about your career path, and your mentor will hopefully share some of their career experiences that will help you with your growth and development and goal setting. So we don't have too many strict rules as it relates to what your one-on-one mentoring looks like, because we really want you and your mentor to sort of shape your relationship and your experience based on what your needs are and what your personalities are like. So these are just a couple things that we sort of hope will be discussed, but it's not going to be very structured and say you guys have to talk about this topic on this day and set these types of goals. It's going to really be whatever you and your mentor think are the most beneficial things to spend your time talking about and focusing on. But we do expect that you and your mentor will have at least one individual meeting during a month. That could be a virtual meeting, it could be a video chat, it could just be a phone call, it could be getting together in person. And then throughout the month, we'd like for you to communicate, whether it's just phone, text, email, or face-to-face. But to build a strong relationship, we really want you guys to have at least one actual, kind of more extended conversation where you're hearing one another's voices, maybe even seeing one another's faces if possible. And then, checking in throughout. And one of the things that you and your mentor will discuss in some of your very first meetings are what your expectations are about communication. So if you know that you are working, in the evenings and that's not a good time to talk to your mentor, that's something you'll have the opportunity to tell them. Or maybe if you have kids at home and after you get home from school, before the kids go to bed, that's really family time and you want to be able to be focused on your kids without interruption. Those types of things you can definitely let your mentor know so that you both have the same types of expectations about when is a good time to talk and when can I expect to be able to get a hold of this person. All right, so that's our very brief overview, but your next steps in order to enroll in the program are to complete our student mentee general contract. This is just a document that pretty much lays out everything I've told you so far, and you sign to say, yes, I understand these expectations, and I will adhere to them. You will also complete a student mentee assessment, which I referenced earlier. This is something that's just an electronic screening. It's pretty short, but it's going to help us make sure we understand what you want out of the program, what your needs are, what you're interested in, and those things will help us make a really good match so that we choose somebody to be the mentor for you that's a really good fit for your interests, your needs, your career goals, those types of things. So those things you'll receive via email from me. And then And after I get that information back from you, we will set you up with either an interim or a permanent mentor. You'll do an introductory session and develop your mentoring agreement. That's really the only structured thing that we ask you and your mentor to do. And that's when you'll start sort of figuring out what are our expectations about how often and when we'll talk and what are the things we want to focus on in our relationship. If it's going to be really structured and we're going to have goals we check in on, or if it's just going to be kind of loose and we're just going to catch up on each other's lives. Um, so that's something that I will help facilitate in terms of introducing you to that person and helping you set up a meeting. And then after that, you'll be attending the monthly group mentoring sessions. So we'll make sure that you're aware of that schedule once you're fully enrolled in the program, and then you will be able to attend. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be sending you all the information that you need in terms of your next steps for the contract and the assessment.